खरंच. अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिते नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे ऋषि शून्यादि पश्चात् दिशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण श्री अद्वैत हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भद्रश्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिते नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे ऋषि शून्यादि पश्चात् दिशतारिणे। हरे कृष्ण। Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Yes, we can hear.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Actually, no, I'm driving, so I can speak. You all have actually, no, I'm seeing Chaitanya Charita. I have Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are reading today from second chapter entitled Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We finished first chapter, we have come to the second chapter. In this, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishadi Tadapyasya Tanubha Ya Atmantaryami Purusha Iti Sosyam Svaibhava Shadaisvarya Purno Yaiha Bhagavan Sa Swayam Ayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratatvam Paramiha. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, telling what Upanishads describe the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord known as Supersoul is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna himself, with himself full with 6 appliances, is absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. So actually, no, this chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tries to establish. You are all able to hear, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is trying to establish Krishna. He'll establish the supremacy of Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Lord Chaitanya is a combination of Radha and Krishna. So that way he'll say Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When India, India is the, what is that? The seat of spirituality. India, the main verse, the Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to, Srimad Bhagavatam. Our basis is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and of course, further Chaitanya Charitamrita is a postgraduate study, essentially PhD. So, in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti shabdate. You know? So this is, so in India, where the seat of spirituality, there are so many conceptions of the absolute truth. But Srimad Bhagavatam says, absolute truth, Partatvam, is regarded with three words actually. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Actually, now very interesting point is Devi Devatas are not absolute truth. Everyone should understand this. Devi Devatas, they are, so we should know Jiva Tattva, Krishna Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Shambhu Tattva. There are four Tattvas. Krishna is the origin of Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu Tattva is one. So they are Swa-amsa, principle, Krishna's self-expansions. Then we are the Jiva, separate expansions. That is Jiva Tattva. So Krishna expands, Krishna's internal energy is Shakti, Radharani. So that is Shakti Tattva. Shakti Tattva emanates from Radharani. And Lord Shiva is actually, Lord Shiva is not Jiva, is not Vishnu Tattva, is in between. So it's called Shambhu Tattva. These are four Tattvas. So that the Paratattva, absolute truth, is regarded with the three terms, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, what he does, Brahman is actually Krishna's bodily effulgence. And Paramatma, the super soul, is Krishna's localized expansion. But Bhagavan feature is the highest. Though they are non-different, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, they are non-different. The Paramatma feature is the Bhagavan feature is the highest. So what he does, after extra, then he'll come to finally Bhagavan feature, and there Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also brings Narayan into the picture. And he proves, based on Bhagavatam and based on different scriptures, how Narayan is actually a plenary portion of Krishna, but Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He takes the shelter, he takes the support of Sandarbhas, Shat Sandarbhas written by Chief Goswami. So, the point is, that way, actually, no, he has taken this route only to eradicate the misconceptions, misconceptions of India, actually. What is that? Jnani is considered Brahman as ultimate. Jnana is considered, yoga ladder, karma, jnana, ashtanga, and bhakti yoga. So, karma is basically, they don't have a clarity on absolute truth. But karma, when you approach karma yoga, you consider some karma yogis consider God as a Brahman, some consider Paramatma, some consider Bhagavan. But when you want to read the scriptures, when you start acquiring knowledge, there you'll understand the Upanishads. I'm just trying to summarize, the initial verses of second chapter. You're able to follow me, right? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
This is little technical and but if you love it, I mean, if you like the philosophy, you love it, because very good for uh, arguments. This will help you to present your what do you call? You can make your presentation during and when you're discussing with somebody else, and you can establish Krishna as absolute truth. And Advaya Jnana Paratattva, that is the word. So Krishna is not any Devi Devata. Krishna is a Paratattva. Actually, let me tell you, in India, many people do not know this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaneti Shabdate. From Bhagavatam, actually. So yes, Upanishads, basically Vedas, Vedvyas wrote one Veda into four. Majority is Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. So Upasana Kanda has Bhakti portions in it, no doubt. But once Vedas end Vedanta, you come to Upanishads. Upa means close, like Upavas. Vasa means living. Upavas means live close to, not kitchen, but live close to Krishna. So you don't eat anything so that you will focus on meditating on Krishna. So body, if you don't eat, then body also, what happens? You're giving rest to the body. That way, you can focus on Krishna. Likewise, Upanishad, Upa means close. Ni means sit under. So closely sit close to Shat. Shat means Acharya, Guru. Sit close to a Guru, a teacher, and learn from him. So majority, actually not correct majority, I'm sorry. Upanishads, they will, some Upanishads speak God as Brahman. Some Upanishads speak God as a Brahman. So for that, so Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to defeat that conception. What he is telling, Paratattva is a Sachidananda Swarupa. Sat Chitananda. So to prove Upanishad, to prove Brahman is actually bodily effulgence of Krishna, he quotes a verse from Brahma Samhita. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti svasesha vasudadi vibhuti vinnam tad brahma nishkalama ananta tad brahma nishkalam yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti svasesha vasudadi vibhuti vinnam tad brahma nishkalam ananta asesha bhutam govindamadi parishuddhamam bhajami. So that Brahman is actually bodily effulgence of Krishna. This is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. And Brahma, actually, very easy to. Second verse is Bhagavad Gita. Brahmano aham pratishta, Brahmano hi pratishta aham amritasya cha vyasya cha sasitasya dharmasya sukaikantikasya cha. Krishna is making very clear in Bhagavad Gita. I am the source of impersonal Brahman, straight. And 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita beginning, Arjuna asks Krishna, my Lord, those who worship you in your Nirakara Swarupa, Brahman is they are intelligent, that is a yes, or those who worship you in your your Sachidananda Swarupa, Krishna Swarupa, that is highest. Krishna is straight. He made it very clear. The people who worship in me in my Sachidananda Swarupa, Krishna with the two hands, Prabhupada mentions like that, on the battlefield, as charity of Arjuna. So people who worship me in my Sakara, in my but people who worship me in my Nirguna, Brahman, it's impossible for them to make progress is very difficult. Why? Klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatar dukkam dehava abdravapyasi. We are all embodied. We all have forms. So you may appreciate sky, but you cannot dedicate your life to sky. You may appreciate ocean, for its vastness, but you cannot dedicate your life to ocean. So likewise, Brahman, there is no loving exchange in Brahman. Actually, whatever I'm telling, they're all mentioned in this chapter actually. So Krishna's Garaj Goswami is telling, Sat feature is there in Brahman. Means if you study Brahman, only Brahman is eternal. Sat is the Satchit feature, both are there in Paramatma. That will come there, but first thing, quoting Bhagavad Gita, quoting Brahma Samhita, Krishna Goswami, one of bodily effulgence. How many of you are clear? So you are clear, right? You can
Yes,
unmute and
Prabhuji.
say.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay, great. So he has taken shelter of Brahma Samhita and Bhagavad Gita. Then the next one is of Bhagavatam, of course. The next one is actually Svetasruta Upanishad, Kathopanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. So these Upanishads also, there is, even though there is a mention of Brahman, there is also mention of Krishna as the spiritual form. Bhagavan Swarupa is also mentioned. So the next one is Paramatma. Paramatma is a super soul. Super soul. And Paramatma is also Krishna. For that, is taking the shelter of, for example, in Bhagavatam, the is the aforesaid mentioned uh, uh, incarnations. They are either incarnations or incarnations of Krishna or expansions of Krishna, but Krishna is the self-same Supreme Personality. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. So here, and also अथवा Bhagavad Gita अथवा बहुनि तेन किञ्ज्ञादन तवार्जुन स्थाप्यमिदं कृष्णम् एकां सेन स्थितो जयेत. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna 10th chapter, he explains all vibhuti suppliances. Arjuna, my Lord, please describe to me your appearances. Arjun says, keep on my Lord. I'm like, actually, I'm now there. I'm liking it. Krishna says, what can I tell you, Arjuna? At the end of 10th chapter, the famous verse, Atava Bhunitena Kimnyadena Arjuna, Vistabhyam Edam Krishna, he comes and Sthitayut. Krishna is telling, with the tiniest spark of my splendor, I cover the entire cosmic manifestation. That is the power of Krishna. So Krishna is covering the entire cosmic manifestation with a tiny spark of his tiny spark of his splendor. That's it. And Yadyat Vibhuti Matsattam Srimat Varjitam Hema Tattat Evam Gachattam Mama Tejam Susantra. These two verses, they all, whatever you see around, great, amazing, wonderful things, they are my tiny spark of splendor. विभूतिम सत्वम ओर्जितमेव तत्तत् एवं गच्छतु मम तेज मम ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मा लॉर्ड शिवा and Vishnu as Gunavataras. This mentioned first canto. Then Paramatma actually, what is that? The Purushavataras, Garbhodaksa Vishnu, Kshirodaksa Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Garbhodaksa Vishnu. So the first one is actually Karanadaksa Vishnu. The second one is Garbhodaksa Vishnu. The third one is Kshirodaksa Vishnu. So Yakarna again Brahma Samhita. Yakarna Nivajale Bhajatisma Yoga Nidra Mananda Chaitanya Saromukopa Adhara Sakti Mavalam Yaparasam Murtin Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami Yasya Ganisasita Kala Matavalam Ya Jivantulam Vilaja Chaitanya Nada Vishnu Mahan Sahishkala Viseshka Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. So when Mahavishnu lies down on the causal ocean, universes come from his from the force of his body. That Mahavishnu is a expansion of Krishna. So Mahavishnu, from that Garbhodaksa Vishnu, Mahavishnu is considered the super soul of the cosmos, and Garbhodaksa Vishnu is considered the super soul of the universe, and Kshirodaksa Vishnu is considered the super soul of the living entities. So these three, they all come from Narayan. Narayana, Narayana. Nara means aggregate all the living entities. This is mentioned. Narayana, shelter of the living entities. So Brahma, in Brahma Vimohan Lila, in Brahma Vimohan Lila, actually no. Okay, before we go to Brahma Vimohan Lila, first of all, first canto Bhagavatam, Bhishma tells when he was on the deathbed, Bhishma tells when he's on the deathbed that one sun appears in the sky, but the sun reflects in different water parts. Like, for example, there are different puddles of water. Every puddle of water, the sun appears differently. But there are no 10 suns, million, 100 suns. If there are 10 water pots, sun is only one. So likewise, the super soul is only one, but the super soul appears, it appears to be present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. The soul, so Bhishma is telling, my Lord, you are the source of that super soul. You are the Supreme Lord, and the super soul is your partial expansion. That is one. Second one is what is that? So these three Purusha incarnations, they're from Narayana, and in Brahma Vimohan Lila, what is that? When Brahma tries to test Krishna, then Brahma is bewildered by Krishna's Yogamaya potency. Then Brahma comes and starts offering prayers. My Lord, the way father excuses the son, you should excuse me. I'm your son. Krishna is already talking. I'm only cowherd boy. I am not, you are, he says, Garbhodaksa Vishnu's navel, one lotus comes, and that lotus, I take birth. So Garbhodaksa Vishnu, what is that? This Garbhodaksa, so these three Vishnus, so they come from Narayan. So my Lord, so you are my father. Narayana means shelter of living entities. So I'm the first living entity. So I came from you. So you should forgive my impotence. And Krishna says, what are you talking? I'm not Narayan. I'm only cowherd boy. I'm looking for my cows. No. Then what is that? Deeparchireva yadasantaramabhyapetya Deepayate vrtate samana dharma Yasta durge ucha vishnutaya vivadi govindamada purusham tamam bhajami. So, they're all candles, Deepa, and one candle has lit all the rest of the candles. That one candle is Krishna. The rest of the candles with which the rest of the candles is actually Vishnu Tattva. So that way, so my Lord, you are the source of you are the Adi Narayan. That is the word he uses. All the Vishnu Tattvas, because Krishna showed Brahma, his opulences, then Brahma is offering these prayers. My Lord, you are not, you are denying, you are telling you are covered by, no, but you are the original, the Adi Narayan, you are the beginning, that first Narayan, from where all the Narayanas originated. You're understanding, right? But of course, some people say Narayan has 4 hands and Krishna has 2 hands. So the only difference is, first of all, Narayana is the plenary expansion. Last week we saw, what is that? Vaibhav, Prakash Vaibhav Vilas. So there, when Krishna expands, into 16,000, the 16,108 queens, Krishna expanded into, so that money, also Krishna expanded into Ras Leela. They are, Prabhava and Vaibhava. So, Prabhava means Krishna self-expansion, not just Krishna expands. But Vaibhava means there is a slight difference, like Balramji and Krishna, like Narayan and Krishna. So in the case of Krishna, in Narayan, he has 4 hands, and Krishna 2 hands. But it is only Krishna's expansion. It's only Krishna's expansion. One more difference is, what is the difference? Krishna is a incarnation. Krishna also descends. Krishna is also source of incarnations. But Narayan doesn't descend. I forgot that Sanskrit term. What is that? Just give me 1 minute. Avatari, exactly. So Krishna is also avatar. Ekona Vimse Vimsati. This verse is there in 19th and 20th Krishna and Balram. The first and third chapter. What is his name? Vedavyas mentions it. So, but Krishna is also avatar, because avatar means, the technical word is descending. Krishna descends into this world. One day of Brahma, Paro yada yada hi dharmasya, glanirabhavati bharata, right? So Krishna is an avatar. Technically, according to the definition, he descends to this world, every universe, one day of Brahma. But Krishna is also avatari. He is not just, according to the definition, is fitting, the kind of the definition, he fits into the shoes of avatar. But Krishna is also avatari. With that verse, Ite Chamsaka Labhamsa Krishnasta Bhagavan Swayam. So this is the unique thing with Krishna. Krishna descends, that's why it's called avatar, but he is source of incarnations. Indrar Vyakalam Lokam Radhayanti Yugege. So that is not there with anybody. That is not there with anybody. Of course, needless to say, Narayan as a Vishnu, part of Vishnu Tattva has 60 qualities. opulent, you know. But Krishna has a 4 qualities extra. Jiva has 50 qualities, and Jiva has 50 qualities, and Lord Shiva, and Jiva Tattva headed by Brahma has 50 qualities, and Lord Shiva, Shambhu Tattva 55, but Narayana has 60. That 4 qualities extra, Krishna is over even Vishnu Tattva is those 4 qualities. Who will tell the 4 qualities?
Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri.
Yes. Thank you. Wonderful. So, so these 4 qualities are totally Shadaiswarya Purna Phala. So Krishna is with the 64 qualities. Now we'll go to the next verse. Okay. So that super soul is part, and that is Krishna's expansion. And as we also spoke about Narayana. Um, um, 1 minute. Actually, one point I want to add here is the text number 49. The Karanadaksai, Garbhatasai, Kshirasai forms of Narayana all create in cooperation with the metal energy. In this way, they are attached to Maya. So they have connection with the, they are part of the, because they work in conjunction with Maya. Superficially, we see that these Purushas have a relationship with Maya. But above them, in the 4th dimension, is Lord Krishna, who has no contact with the metal energy. It's called Turiya Avastha. Turiya is 4th dimension. So, but interestingly, the 3 Purushas they work in conjunction with metal energy. They are not connected with metal energy, actually. That is a very important point. What is that? Vishnu Tattvas, they don't come in contact directly. So what is that? Garbhodaksai Vishnu. Sorry, not Garbhodaksai Vishnu. Mahavishnu glances the metal energy, and that called Pradhan. Pradhan puts into action, and Pradhan he brings the Kala energy, time energy, and then everything is stirred to become an active principle called Mahatattva. That is Maya. So Mahavishnu comes in contact with metal energy through the agency of the glands. Who is that glands? Shiva. So these 3 Vishnus, the Purushavatas, the source is Narayan, and Brahma is telling that Narayan is only Vilasa expansion. So you are the original ultimate Narayana. Okay. Any questions so far? Clear or not? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, then we are going further. So, verse number 68. 68, 69, 70. The Bhagavatam describes the symptoms and deeds of the incarnations in general and counts Krishna among them. This made Sutta Goswami greatly apprehensive. Therefore, he distinguished each incarnation by its specific symptoms. All the incarnations of Godhead are plenary portions, are parts of the plenary portions of Purusha avatars. But the primeval Lord is Sri Krishna, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the fountainhead of all incarnations. That is the verse Ete Chamsa Kalapamsa Krishnasta Bhagavan Swayam. You know? So here, then actually, little tricky here. Supposing somebody says, no, Narayan is the incarnation, because in India, one type of people, like a sect of people, Sri Sampradaya, they say God is actually, Krishna is the eighth incarnation of Vishnu. So for them, supposing they say Narayan incarnates as Lord Krishna, that is the meaning of that verse. Supposing they say like that, so he's telling, what type of logic is this? First of all, Krishna is telling, Vedavyas is telling, Ete chamsa kalapamsa Krishnasta Bhagavan Sayam. All the incarnations that are mentioned, there is expansions of his expansions or incarnations, but Krishna is the absolute truth, self-same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very clear. Where is it? Even where is that one verse that mentions Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Nowhere you see in the Bhagavatam Narayana Bhagavan Swayam and Krishna is incarnation. Nowhere it is written. So, though Krishna is mentioned, that's why I told Krishna is an avatar. Ekavana Vimsati, that verse is there. 19th and 20th are incarnations as Krishna and Balram. Vedavyas mentions it, no doubt. Why? Krishna, avatar means descending. Krishna descended, no doubt, with Balramji. But in that chapter only, even though he is mentioned as avatar, no, Vedavyas is telling he is avatari. The aforesaid mentioned are his incarnations or expansions of expansion, but Krishna is the self-same Supreme Personality of Godhead. So nowhere, there is a verse of Krishna, Narayana, Bhagavan Swayam, and Krishna's expansions. Nowhere it is mentioned. So there, Krishnadas Gavraj Goswami little gives. What is that? What is that? He's telling, the Vipra is a great learned man. So who is a learned man? Vipra. So the adjective, he's giving an analogy here. What is that? So who is the learned man? Vipra. So okay, you are glorifying somebody, has learned, but who is that? That is Vipra. In the same way, incarnations are known. But who are those incarnations? Then Vyasdev mentioned Krishna is the source. All the adjectives are mentioned. But whom should the adjective go? What about the noun? That noun is Krishna, according to first and third chapter. But nowhere it is mentioned, Narayan is the source of incarnation, Krishna, source of all the, is Narayan is self-same personality of Godhead. Krishna is incarnation. Nowhere you can find that actually. It is very clear and evident. So, especially what is that? And Brahma Samhita is also there. Brahma Samhita is mentioned. Now in Narayan is Vilas expansion. Actually, can Radharani expands to Lakshmi. Lakshmi service. Lakshmi means Aishwarya. So, to handle Lakshmi, in the handle Lakshmi in that Aishwarya Bhav, so you need one appellant to Krishna. Because Krishna, original Krishna is covered by simple, but of course, dominated by Prema, Mathurya. So to handle Lakshmi is in Aishwarya Bhav, you need a Narayan who is in Aishwarya Bhav. But God's prominence is not Aishwarya. What is prominence? Mathurya, sweetness. That is Krishna. And his energy there is Radharani. So, in Bhagavatam was written by Yadavyas, and there is no room for confusion. I told you like 2 weeks ago, temple. Some people ask me actually, who wrote Vedas? Hey, nobody wrote it. Pradaharanyaka Upanishad explains Vedas are the breathing of the Supreme Lord. And Bhagavatam first canto, first verse says, the first chapter, first verse, 1:1:1 says, what is that? Krishna gave the knowledge. Krishna gave the illuminate the heart of Brahma with the knowledge of Vedas. So one day I got doubt. Pradaharanyaka Upanishad is telling Vedas are the breathing of the Supreme Lord. But Krishna gave Vedic knowledge to Brahma. How do I reconcile? Actually, I was in dilemma. But then, when I interpreted, so Krishna, so Pradaharanyaka Upanishad is telling Vedas are the breathing. Okay. So Krishna breathing means, what you will do? You have Krishna as a flute. So what Krishna did, he put his breath in the flute. When you put the breath in the flute, it came as vibration. So vibration, and that's how Krishna transferred the Vedic knowledge to Brahma. So Pradaharanyaka Upanishad Bhagavatam perfect only. Amazing. Wow. So uh, uh, so 1 minute. So Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita, they are the what do you call? These Purushas are coming from Krishna mentioned Bhagavatam. Then the Gunavatar also coming from Krishna mentioned Bhagavatam. That is it. That is the reason why, Krishna is not the 8th incarnation of Vishnu, but Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna. So with that being said, then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, sorry, that's the point I want to tell. Sorry, so people ask me, because, especially other religions, like for example, Saint Paul, this Christianity, Bible was written by apostles, mostly by John actually, So John is the one who wrote it. So conditioned soul, if you are not liberated, Siddha, Nitya Siddha or Sadhana Siddha, there is a problem I'm sorry, that's where I saw. I went. I was thinking where I lost a little bit. So what I'm trying to tell is four qualities, sir. There are four defects Jiva has, but those defects you can't find in Vedic knowledge, because Vedas were, Vedas are the breathing of Supreme Lord, and Vedavyas is a literal incarnation of Krishna. And for your kind information, Vedavyas we give credit only for having scripted it, but Vedic knowledge already came into existence. Krishna gave it to Brahma, Brahma gave it to Narada, Narada gave it to Vyasa. So when because Supreme Lord is above three modes, he is free from defects. Asnaviram Suddham Apapaviddham Ishopanishad. So you don't find any defect with the Vedic culture. I'll tell two lines. What is the two lines? Krishna is mentioned as the 19th and 20th incarnation Brahma Krishna and Balaram because he descended. If he is fitting into the definition of avatar, but Vedas, as the Vedavyas very clearly said, he's an avatari. Krishna Bhagavan Swayam. Great. Now, so you don't see the four defects in Vedavyas writings because it's a literal incarnation. Krishna is above three modes. So now Krishna is transcendental. So Krishna gave that knowledge to Brahma. Brahma got it perfect knowledge. But my question to all of you, what are the four defects? I can tell you one defect. What are the four defects of Jivas?
Tendency to cheat others, Prabhuji, and
One.
imperfect senses.
Two.
We are in illusion.
Three.
I forgot fourth one. Prabhuji.
Okay, somebody will recollect. Very nice, Sama.
Tendency to commit mistakes, Prabhuji.
She told that, right? She didn't say that. She said that. Tendency to commit mistakes. Anyway, cheating propensity. So these four. One is, we have imperfect senses. Second one is because we have imperfect senses, we tend to become illusioned. Three, I forgot the exact Sanskrit terms. Karana Patava, Vipralipsa, Pramada. One more I forgot. But anyway, so because of we have imperfect senses, we have tendency to become illusioned. Three, because of that we have a tendency to commit mistakes. And on the top of it, we have ego, so we have a cheating propensity. These four things, they are not there in Krishna, what is that? Siddhas, are it not definitely Krishna, Supreme Lord is free from all these Krishna and Vishnu Tattva, or even sadhana siddhas. I'm sorry, say Nitya Siddhas also free from this. So the point I want to make is, actually Bible was written by so apostles, mainly by John. But actually what happened, Jesus died for our sins. It was actually added by Saint Paul. This was not there in Bible. Just to promote Christianity, what he did, Jesus died for your sins. Then they started adding different things. He'll spill the blood so that his blood is the emancipation. Emancipation for the living entities. If he spilled out his blood, why did he preach then? So, but actually, maybe it worked for some centuries. But today, what people are telling, Jesus died for our sins. Oh, let him keep on dying, and let us keep on sinning. We have an insurance. We have an insurance, right? Jesus just become part of church. So he'll keep on dying. I'll keep on sinning. So just see, that is the problem with the Jiva writing the Shastra. But Bhagavatam and all, they're totally immune from these things. How many of you are understanding? Are understanding? Clear? So when a Jiva adds for, you want to, but you want to, for various reasons you want to add something, then it is a concoction. it will have repercussions, negative repercussions. But with whether it was Vedavyas got this knowledge from whom? Narada. Narada got the knowledge from whom? Brahma. Brahma got the knowledge from directly from Krishna. So these 4 defects, you don't see them. You don't see them, don't see these 4 defects present in them. Actually, I can tell about other religions also, but because it's recorded, I know I'm a little scared. So the point is, whatever Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is presenting, quoting Bhagavatam Brahma Samhita, establishing Krishna as our Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana is only his last expansion, is perfect. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually now there is actually 2 books. Karnapur is, one is Radha Krishna Ganadishya Deepika, written by Krupa Goswami, and Gaur Ganadishya Deepika, written by Kavi Karnapur. So anyway, Lord Chaitanya's, what is that? 11th canto, yes. Karvanjang Muni and Maharaj Nimi discussions. And we'll discuss this next week, where the future incarnation, Kali Yuga incarnation is discussed. We'll talk that next week. Any question or comment what we discussed? Today it's little technical, philosophical, but hope you understood. Anyone wants to add anything? Otherwise we'll end it. So can I end it then? I'm ending it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Thank you so
Prabhuji.
much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Dhanna Hare Krishna.
Dandatanam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.